All right. Matt, I got a couple questions for you. I just wanted to get my first question done, which would be what are your initial thoughts on the meat industry? How it's come around with all the lab produce, how it's slowly taking over and affecting like people like us who are in agriculture, work in ranches, and well, how do you see that come around right now?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. That's a great question. So, I believe things go in cycles. And I think what you're starting to see now, I personally believe, are people coming back to actual beef rather than some of these plant-based fake meats or whatever you want to call them. Beyond meat type brands, I believe, is what they're calling themselves. You're starting to see
Mm-hmm.
that swing back, and the reason why, when you look at the nutrient rich contents of beef and what beef cattle produce, I mean, for the actual calories versus the nutrients, it's hard to beat as far as the vitamins and minerals that are included, protein content, things like that nature. There was actually an article last week in Daily Mail UK that mentioned that vegan meat is worse for your health than eating real meat. So now you're starting to see some of these things. I believe that you'll start to see it trend back our direction here in the future.
All right. I also have just a curious thought. I've asked this around with the previous people I talked to. How would you influence these ideas? How would you mention these ideas to people who will completely get your information from one ear and take it out the other? How could you easily make it easier for them to understand how these things are coming around and they're slowly messing up all the people in the agriculture, food systems, anything in general?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. I mean, the truth will come out long term. I mean, studies eventually will catch up with a lot of the marketing terms, and that's where I truly believe that you're starting to see that now. You look on the packaging of some of these fake meat products. There's a lot of ingredients in there that are not necessarily deemed very healthy, right? In order to do that. So people are aware, people are smart. I personally have an ag education blog on our website, and it's www.circle25ranch.com, where I do an ag education blog. And I think that's important. People will seek their news from different places, but those that really research it, I believe that they'll come around. And all we can do is keep doing what we're doing. That's raise high quality beef cattle, treat those animals very humanely, raise them to the best of our abilities, and people will continue to get the message. People have been eating meat for a long time.
Yeah, I agree with that point. And just to finalize, because I know you're part of Circle 25 ranch,
Yep.
and it's
Yep.
it's come around with everybody too. Because I mean, with me and my ranch, I take my ranch over from Mexico,
Yep.
and it's industrialization ain't a big factor, but I know in the U.S., well, industrialization has become a lot more heavier these coming years. So, what are your thoughts on industrializations coming over to agriculture, slowly taking away these plots?
Yeah, I hate it. Personally, I'm fifth generation beef cattle farmer in one of the most densely populated counties in Texas, right? So, we're seeing every day. I mean, I get people offer, on our land all the time. They want to come in, they want to create a subdivision,
Mhm.
right? And, so what happens is when that happens, people are still going to have to eat. But you have smaller ranches like our ranch, which is Circle 25, that we're privately, I mean, it's my wife and I, right? What happens is if we sold out, everything goes commercial. So what you're going to see is a fall of the everyday rancher and the common rancher, small ranch population, which I believe has been the lifeblood of Texas since it's been in existence, right? And I hate to see things go commercialized. But as you get population growth and booms, land becomes very, very valuable. And it's hard to get in that game unless you're already there because it's hard to be profitable if you have a massive note on property. It's hard to be profitable with smaller acreage tracts, especially in the cattle business. So it impacts us every day. I think all I can do is continue to educate those around me, try to encourage people to buy farms and ranches, small farms and ranches, even if they have a couple cows, that's okay. But you're passing down a tradition and a heritage that makes Texas what it is.
No, I thank you for your time. It's valuable information that I like to acknowledge as well, because I mean, I'm coming up from starting to build my ranch and having to deal with people seeing this or giving you the bad side of it just because of an idea or a brand. I understand why. Thank you so much, Matt.
Hey,
And
thank you.
yeah, thank you for your time.
Absolutely. Have a good one. God bless.
God bless.